The films shown in this part of the programme were produced for the old Ruislip and Northwood Urban District Council and show aspects of life in Ruislip and Eastcote during the 1950s. This first film shows the celebrations in June 1953 for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Events were planned for the whole of that coronation week, including a parade through the town which was supported by many local organisations. Many sports clubs, youth organisations and voluntary groups from the Ruislip area produced floats and displays to celebrate the Queen's coronation. Ruislip High Street was decorated with flags and flowers to welcome the new monarch. The 1960s were to see the demolition of two of the old manor houses of Eastcote. Firstly, this film shows Eastcote House, which was owned through the centuries by the Hawtrey and Dean families. The house had its origins in the 16th century and had been visited by Cromwell, as the Hawtreys were strong Parliament supporters during the Civil War. After the demolition of the main house more than 30 years ago, the old Dovecote and parkland are all that remain of this once large estate. A similar fate was to befall Haydon Hall, which was on the opposite bank of the River Pin from Eastcote House. Originally built by the Countess of Derby in the 17th century, only the grounds now remain of this once impressive country house. During the 1950s, the Ruislip Lido was a popular spot for a day out for both locals and Londoners. In an age before most families had a car, the opportunity to enjoy a beach and a paddle so close to home meant that the Lido was often crowded, especially at weekends. Originally built at the end of the 18th century as a feeder reservoir for the Grand Junction Canal, the flooding of the valley meant that some cottages were destroyed. The heyday of the canal soon passed, and the Lido became increasingly used for recreation. During the 50s, you could enjoy fishing, swimming, boating, and of course that all-time favourite, making sandcastles. In more recent years, the Lido has not enjoyed such popularity as more and more residents travelled further afield for their leisure activities. Leave this part of 1950s Middlesex with a film taken of the old Manor Farm. The grounds and barn were often used for school and church fetes, which 40 years ago included the children performing country dancing around the maypole.